Yo, what's cracking, man? What's cracking? What's cracking? Yo, we got a lot to talk about. Colorado and BYU is going to be playing this weekend, man, and it's going to be a great game. I just want to say, man, there's a lot of haters out there, man, especially even in the Big 12. It's those guys from Locked On Big 12, those guys be hating on some Coach Prime, man. But it's all good. Hey, I just want to say this: South Florida is down to San Jose State, 34-37 in double overtime. Uh, South Florida, San Jose is giving South Florida all they can get, man, and playing a tight game. I didn't think this game was going to be tight like this. But hey, man, this is what I want to say. Herb Street, right? When it comes to Kirk Herb Street, the guy has always kind of been biased, man. I know he loves football, but he's always been biased for the SEC, man. And I thought he was like from Ohio or some like Ohio State or whatever. But it's like, and I might be wrong, but dude, it's like ESPN is trying to get a monopoly on football. I'm okay with SMU and some of them other teams. We want to see other teams. I want to see other teams, right? Because that actually builds a building block for those other conferences. These other conferences you see it, especially with the way that the transfer portal is now, and the NIL. The SEC is not going to get all the great players like they used to, man. It's going to be other conferences. It's going to build up from that, and I see it. I see it happening. And, South Florida just scored 37-37, is going into another overtime. So they're about to go into a third one, look like. Anyway, man, when I see the way college football is, was I happy that BYU didn't get in? I was not happy about that. I thought that BYU, because they beat SMU, they had a chance to get in. But you got to win. You got to win your games. You have to win your games. And Alabama did not deserve to be there. Ole Miss did not deserve to be there. Texas A&M did not deserve to be there, right? Matter of fact, Texas A&M was sputtering up and down all through the year. Like, they never looked like the well-oiled machine. Not like Texas, SMU, some of the others. At least with SMU, excuse me, with them, right? They had blowout margins in a lot of games, right? Except for the BYU game and I believe the Clemson game. So, I mean, they were well deserving in going to the playoffs. Let me tell you what killed all those teams that were on the road. The cold. The cold. That was the 13th man. We had the crowd was the 12th man, but the 13th man was, yes. Okay? So you got to look at it. The weather had a big factor in those teams, except for Indiana, which the game looked horrible, but they did only lose by 10. They only lost by 10. So you got to look at it. Okay, Indiana, yeah, they were looking horrible, but they still put up 17, and I think the score was 27-17. But there are other teams like Penn State versus SMU. They got blown out. The only team that Who really? I mean, Clemson played. They played Texas well, but do you really think that they deserve to be there? They deserve to be there because they won the They won the championship. Miami didn't win the game that they needed to win, just like Colorado. They did not. They did not win the game they needed to win in order to get in. Right. So we can't sit there and try to um, put teams in there that ain't deserving to be in there. And Kirk Herbstreit saying that these teams didn't deserve to be there. It's like, dog, that's what you were saying on the low. That's what you were saying low key, or you were not even low key. You were being blunt on national TV. You were saying that these teams were not deserving to be there because, the team shouldn't be there because of their record. Then why do they play? Then why they play 11 games then? If they're not going off their record, and then they go and win their conference, or they're the second runner-up to their conference. You got to win your conference. At least get in. At least get in the championship game. Alabama didn't even get in the championship game. Neither did Ole Miss. And then Lane Kiffin, sorry ass, talking about about the playoffs himself. And I said in my other episode, about what he said, and it was like, bro, why are you coming when you win your fucking games? Win your games. You would have got your ass whooped at Penn State. If you would have went to Penn State, you would have got probably your ass whooped at Notre Dame because you got to play in the freezing cold. Ole Miss don't know how to play in no freezing fucking cold. For real. What's up, Elijah? How you doing, brother? You know what I mean? Fight on. Skull Buffs. Yeah. Anyway, I'm just saying, Alabama was not deserving to get in. They wasn't. They lost to an Oklahoma team who had the second and third string teams in. That's who they lost to. They didn't just get lose. They got a beat down in Oklahoma, in Norman. Now, I will say that was and I'm fair, man. That touchdown pass to call that flag on that play was some bullshit. Straight up. It was bullshit. Right? That was a clear touchdown. And they're going to call it the referee throws a flag on a bullshit play that was away from the play. And you rewatch it, there was no foul on that play. They just called it. And like I said, man, there's a lot of other stuff to football right now. You got the billionaires trying to buy football. They want 51% of these teams and make money off of them. And a lot of them are probably from the SEC, right? In the Big Ten. Then you got ESPN trying to monopolize stuff, right? And Fox, Fox is in control of some of those teams, but ESPN wants control of everything. Okay? And so it's like college football is in a lot of chaos, but it's a lot of fun chaos, but, it's a lot of bad. And then they're trying to bring in these coaches like Bill Belichick, they want to bring in, but I don't really think, do I think you have a winning program? I do. I do think Bill Belichick, but he's not the flashy coach. He's not a flashy coach. We know he came from the NFL and he's a six-time champion as a coach. Or seven. I think he got 6 or 7 rings as a Super Bowl coach. I mean, I know he's going to put together a great team at North Carolina and get some great talent. But the way that Coach Prime markets his team, their name, the athlete's name, the video and everything, how they do that is unbelievable, right? How Coach Prime puts his product out there and their team out there. He shows the good and the bad performances and the good performances. One thing I like about Deion Sanders Jr., Bucky, he showed you the losses and the wins. He gonna show you everything. He gonna give you what you want, and that's what keeps the people loving watching Coach Prime and them. You got a lot of haters because they didn't think they were gonna be able to get this many wins this year, and then you got haters right now who are hating on Colorado. They are praying that they lose to BYU. That's real talk. You got guys out there praying. You got you. It's funny watching some of these shows because they want Coach Prime's downfall, especially them lockdown Big 12 guys, right? All of them do not like Coach Prime, and only the one guy, Boba, right? He was the guy that betted against his own team, said they were going to lose, and he supports Colorado, and he thought they was going to lose, and they won, right? So I think his name is Kevin Boba. That's his name. But anyway, man, I'm just saying, Colorado has a lot of great talent. There's a lot of colleges with a lot of great talent. USC had a lot of great talent. I think hopefully USC will load up and do their thing. You know, there's a lot of colleges with a lot of good talent, and it's starting to show. And some of the mid-major ones, or they call the G5 schools, are starting to get talent to move up and play against the FBS. And I think they should allow in the playoffs or expand it even more to 16 teams. But hey, don't allow Notre Dame just to be able to get it. They lost one game, and they lost to NIU. How were they in the playoffs? How are they in the playoffs? I understand they beat USC and some of the other schools, but they lost to an NIU team, right? Are they deserving? I'm not saying they're not deserving because I think they are deserving. But the way they paint these narratives is like these teams are not deserving. Like Boise State ain't deserving. Boise State is well deserving of playing. That'd be funny if they turn around and beat somebody. Remember when Utah played Alabama and they had Parker Wilson as the quarterback? You remember? Man, they were talking about Alabama was just going to run over them. Right? And I think, was Kyle Willingham the coach then? I believe he was. I think he was. But Alabama got it handed to them. They did against Utah that year. I think that was Nick Saban's second year. I think it was for the first year he went 6-6 and lost to University of Louisiana Monroe. Coach Prime lost to him too, so it is what it is. Louisiana Monroe, for some reason, when they play some FBS teams, they end up, or a high caliber coach, they always beat them. South Florida wins 41-39 against San Jose State. That was a good game. I didn't get Man, and you know what? You know what pisses me off about these games too? Like I saw a game earlier, I believe, was it yesterday? It was in Boise. Those teams' fan bases are not even in Boise. Why are they playing in the cold in Boise? Why they not playing in a warmer climate to play a bowl game? Their fans is not there. Their fans can't travel there. I think it was NIU, and I forgot who the other team was. But it's like, come on, man. Why put them in a situation like that? They're playing in the freezing cold outside, and those two teams are not even from that area. All the way in Boise. There's nobody in Boise. Not like that. The population is not that big. I've been to Boise before. It is not like that. It's not humongous like that. They needed to be in a bigger setting where more people can travel in. Some of these bowl sightings that they got these games at, is just crazy where they got them.
The San Francisco tree. Nothing beats the cheesiness
Excuse me. But anyway, I'm just saying, this I don't know, they gotta find out a different arrangement when it comes to these bowl games. But I like, don't get it twisted. I like that the playoffs, some of these playoff games are in freezing weather. Because it tells you, like, just like when you're playing in the NFL, they got to play in the snow, they got to play in all that. These guys are getting paid now. So, man, I love that you're getting these games in freezing weather. Let's get some, like you saw Tennessee. They in the mountains themselves, but they're not in that weather like that. Not like that. Not cold like that. It gets cold up there where they at in Knoxville, and it snows up there. But man, not like that Penn State stuff up there, right? Or Notre Dame, Indiana area. Indiana should have showed up a little bit better than that, though, man. I'm really surprised. But anyway, that whole thing with Kirk Herbstreit, man, I'm glad he did apology because Matt, what's his name? I forgot the guy's name, but he's on this the sports channel there on ESPN, and he kind of blessed him out about it. He checked him on it. You know what I mean? So I just thought that, um, you know, they got to quit trying to monopolize college football. And how these college boards are going to feel if their college football team is being purchased by billionaires to run them as like NFL football teams. How are these boards, how are they going to feel in the alumni? Do they want these schools, these billionaires owning their college football team? And I think the fan base is not going to be happy with none of this stuff. But they're trying to do it. Okay? So, but anyway, let me move on to the next thing. All right. So, Teddy Bridgewater. Once again, congratulations to Teddy Bridgewater for winning a state championship, right? And then you see, I got Alabama A&M on. Oh, right here, right? Man, Alabama A&M. I wonder if y'all trying to reach out to Teddy Bridgewater, but they say he wants to go back and play NFL. But I don't know, man. A lot of times when they try to go back, it just don't work out. You feel me? It worked out for Michael Vick because he got locked up a couple of years, and he had some help to guide him through it. But if Bridgewater goes back, I'll be excited for him too. But what team? Who's going to pick him up? because you got all these new quarterbacks coming in, especially these young guys that are, like Cam Ward, Shador Sanders. Some of them other guys, I don't think they're going to make it as quarterbacks in the pros. Maybe Gabriel, maybe Gabriel. If Howard comes out, I don't think so. Who else? Howard would be a backup quarterback. Who else is out there right now? Everybody else don't look like starting quarterback. I haven't seen one yet, except for Shador Sanders. He looked like a starting quarterback. Cam Ward can be probably a starting quarterback. And maybe Gabriel. Yeah. But right now, I don't see nobody really a starter. Those three is probably starters. The rest, they're not ready yet. But anyway, let me go with some stuff real quick. We're gonna go over the BYU stats and Colorado. All right. Here we go. All right, so BYU is 10-2. Colorado is 9-3. It's going to be on ABC at 6:30. It's an evening game on the 28th. That is this weekend. All right. Here's the stats. All right. Reslov has 2,796 yards, 20 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Shador Sanders has 3,976 yards, 35 touchdowns, 8 INTs. Now, what they're going to do is run the ball. Martin, 630 yards. And then they don't show Reslov's yards here, but he also runs the ball, and he runs the ball quite well. Augusta, 373 yards, 4 touchdowns. Martin has 5 touchdowns. And then you got the wide receivers, Roberts and Hunter. Hunter has 1,152 yards and 14 touchdowns. Roberts have 843 yards and 4 touchdowns. Okay? So, I don't know if Travis Hunter will be guarding this guy or not, but he's going to be guarding him and playing wide receiver. So, that's going to be a real crazy task. But hopefully, he gets some rotation in, some guys rotating in for Travis Hunter. And this is where they're going to be playing at what's the name of the stadium? In San Antonio, the Alamo Dome. They're going to be playing at the Alamo Dome. That's going to be nice. So they're going to be on a fast track, which that's advantage Colorado, I believe. But also, I mean, BYU plays in high altitude as well. So both of these teams is going to benefit both teams to be very fast. I just hope that the refereeing is fair in this game and don't try to be pulling, bullshit, That's just how I feel. They got Colorado 58.5 to 41.5 on the matchup. So I just think that Colorado can match up with them defensively. I think with them having this break, hopefully their defense is more technically sound than they were when they played all season. I'm praying that they stay disciplined because BYU wants to beat their ass, man. They do. And the whole conference of the Big 12 wants to see Colorado lose. Just about every team in the Big 12 wants to see them lose to BYU. So, and the thing is, right? Hold on just one second. The one thing is that all these schools, are building their programs, which is going to help the Big 12 to get better talent. Look at Baylor. Baylor is loading up. They're loading up. One thing Baylor has always had and is defense. TCU was kind of built off of defense. I remember when their last coach, man, when they had that run where they had some dope defenses. And then they went to the national championship under the new coach they have now. And then you got Texas Tech. Last year, people don't really understand that. Last year, Texas Tech almost beat Oregon at their house. Okay? Oregon had to really fight back at the last few minutes to win that game. Okay? That was with Bo Nix. All right? Now, it might be different with Dylan Gabriel, but you can't sleep on those teams. A lot of people sleep on those teams like Texas Tech, thinking they can't play with nobody. They can't match up with nobody. Or Baylor can't match up with nobody. UCF. UCF just brought back Scott Frost, right? So, and you got West Virginia just brought back Rich Rod. So the conference right now is going to be hot. And understand the two top teams in the Big 12 just left, right? Well, understand, them same two top teams used to lose to Oklahoma State and a few other teams in the Big 12 as well. They didn't always go unblemished in their record, in their conference. So don't get it twisted. Like they just the Don Daughters of that conference. They're not. And then they go to the SEC and look at Texas, pretty much almost dominated except for Georgia. Right? And that I don't even want to talk about the last Georgia game. Okay. But now, and then you got Arizona State, who wasn't winning in the Pac-12. Right? It's dominating the Big 12 right now with Scatterbo and their defense. They lost that one game to Cincinnati when they didn't have their quarterback. And then they go in that run and destroy everybody. And remember, they was the bottom of the barrel last year. So was Colorado. BYU wasn't even predicted to win the conference. Iowa State was supposed to be at the bottom. It was supposed to be Oklahoma State, Kansas State, right? Ended up being Arizona State, the one that's supposed to be at the bottom. So it is what it is. They can't say that the Big 12 is sorry, because it's not. It's not. I think they can play on the field with anybody. Anybody. Look at Baylor. Baylor is tough. All their games they lost was kind of like Kansas, very close games. So you can't say that, and that's the type of stuff like the SEC narrative and the whole thing with ESPN, because that's not their product. That's a Fox product. So they're going to always speak down on those teams and conferences, and the Pac-12 was horrible, different things like that. Right? That's why they wanted to get rid of him and put a monopoly together. But I just look at it like this. I'm standing up for the Big 12 because I watched their games this season, and and I thought they were doing well. There's two other conferences that people are going to be sleeping on. That's the Mountain West Conference and the SBC Conference. I think that's the Sun Belt and American Conference. Those three conferences right there. They're about to move up, man, with talent. Watch what I say. And then they're gonna be upset if they don't get in a playoff or a bid because they're gonna be matching themselves up with bigger schools, better talent to get into the playoffs. They're gonna try to match these teams up if they're not doing it already. Anyway, let's go into some tape real quick on BYU. Let's go. We're gonna watch the BYU Utah game because they both played Utah. So Utah is probably one of the toughest defense. Well, they played Kansas too. They played Kansas State. They played all of them. And Big 12 has some tough defenses, man. They're no slouches. And I'm gonna say this as well. I've been hearing that I hear some of this most stupidest shit I hear coming from these sports guys and media. Like Utah needs to leave the Big 12. For what? For what? For what? They had one bad year. One. All they need is a quarterback, and they back in position. All they need is a quarterback. That's it. And I think they found him one. Cam Rising is not it. He's done. Okay? And the other kid is coming back, the Wilson kid. So, and he did a good job against Colorado. So, I don't know, man. All these analysts and things like that, you know, want it their way because their team is not winning or their fan base is not happy or this and that. So, even with my own team, man, I heard guys who ran off Miller Moss, ran him off, USC, ran him off. The fan base was. And then we still got the same results at the end of the day with the new quarterback. So we still saw interceptions and we still lost. Hell, it wasn't no different to me. I didn't see no change. The defense still was horrible, right? I still wanted my team to win. And I'm always going to bet on my team. But I did not see no change in the defense. I thought the stopping the run was horrible. We shouldn't have let go Joyner. Shouldn't have let that kid go. That kid was good. And now he's going to be at Oklahoma, I believe. He's at Oklahoma or Utah. Forgot. I got to look it up on the 24/7 Sports. But, man, they ran that kid off, man. And I like the Miller Moss. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, he had some mistakes that he could have cleaned up. But that kid, he sat there the whole time to wait his turn and got his turn. His first time getting his turn, and y'all ran him off. Ran him off. So we'll see how he does at Louisville. And then we lost half of the squad, a talent who's just gone. So it is what it is. All right, let's go into the BYU thing. Hold on. All right.
Will dare to put the ball in the air. Rose is going to throw out of the short right flat. A catch and a stop well short of the first down.
BYU has a good defense, a very good defense. It looked like they play a lot of man.
Kingston, fair catch at about the 9. Great execution by Utah.
I felt like they cheated Utah in this game. As you see, Rajlov, he could throw that thing. He could throw it though. He will throw. He would attempt to throw. But I do think that Colorado can get interceptions on him. What I hope is that Shador don't come out throwing first. I pray that they run the ball first and put pressure on him. See, if they watched this game right here where Utah was putting a lot of pressure on him. Look. Was this the fourth quarter? This is the fourth quarter. This is the beginning of the fourth quarter. Okay. Utah had them won. Utah had them beat. Let me see if I can find a BYU. Let me see if I can find a different one. Because I want to show it from the beginning. BYU versus Utah. Let's find a different one. Is this the same one? Sorry. Sorry, guys. Yeah, all right. We're starting from the beginning. All right. All right. So Utah get ready to get the ball first. Or they kicking off? No. So you see they like to run the ball, man. They kind of ran like an option play. Boom. So Colorado's got to really pay attention to that. Now, this is what I think Colorado can do to him. Colorado can do the same thing. I think they can put pressure on him. Now, this is what we got to do to Colorado. I mean, to BYU. We got to run the ball. We got to run the ball to set up the pass. Now, that was just a dumb play. They like to run to the outside. Hey, Martin can tote that thing too. They settle for a field goal right there. Utah has a hell of a defense, man. I hope, and like I said, Willingham is a good coach, man. An elite coach. They don't need to get rid of him at all. So we could run the ball with Augusta. You saw that? Look at this. Oh, that was a quarterback run. Oh, that was the kid Rose was their quarterback. Yeah. He'll probably be their quarterback next year, too. Maybe. Look at that. If Shador can't do that, something wrong. Something wrong. If they can't do that to that secondary, if he can do it, I know damn well Shador can do it with the wide receivers they got. Look at that. Boom. It's 7-3. They gave away points right there. If they didn't blow this play right here, if Utah didn't blow that play right there, they wouldn't even they would have won this game. And what is he doing? He tried. That was a reaching tackle. I mean, look at that. He just got outran. If Colorado don't give up explosive plays like that, we will be in the game. See, you can throw all day on them. You can throw on them. But see, the thing is, they're gonna expect Colorado not to run a ball, and I'm praying that they have Welch, Dallin Hayden, and to be able to establish that running game to open up the pass for Shador. See, you could throw on these guys. One thing that we had a hard time doing stopping the run this year. Well, I mean, we finally held some water, in the last game against Oklahoma State. And who else? Colorado State. Both, yeah. So, but you see, is Roslov, he can throw that thing, man. He can throw it a little bit. But they still got turned away. Utah is up 21-10 in the third quarter. Interception. This guy can tote that thing. And that's where Colorado's got to really pay attention. Force him to throw. If you can stop the run to force Rosalov to throw, make him throw, I think it'd be a harder night for BYU. He can pass. But look, they're not bringing too much. Look at that. They ran past the pressure. That's why he was able to get out of there. Look. Hold on. I want to take this back before they got the 13 points. He threw an interception. Okay. Then it busted. I mean, they went. Pull this back. They got killed right there. That was should have been holding. That happened in Colorado too, against was it Kansas State? They settled for a field goal. But they got a good kicker. They got a good kicker. So we got to watch out for that too. Don't put him in good position to kick field goals. At this point, BYU is 8-0, and Utah's 4-4. Colorado's defense, they got to be able to stop those passes like that. Look, right there, they ran past the line, so he was able to get out of there. He ran past the wall. He's gunslinging it right here. That's what I'm saying. He can throw it too. BYU gets stopped. I don't know how they gave him that touchdown because it didn't look like he got in. Let's see it. Right there. It didn't look like he got in. Right there. Let me pull that back. Watch this. Did it look like he got in right there? That don't look like he got in. That does not look like he got in. They gave him a touchdown, but that didn't look like he got in. That's what I'm saying. I felt like they were cheating for BYU because Utah was already down and they needed BYU to win to make the matchup or another game popular. And they allowed this bull crap to happen. He didn't even get in the end zone right there. It didn't look like it to me. So they look like they have a hard time stopping the run if the offensive line is good. Utah can run the ball when they want to. But I think Colorado D can bring this type of pressure. Yes, that's BJ Green all day. If I'm telling you. And they got the luck of the Lord of this because they didn't even show the sack. They didn't even show that part in this video, I don't think. How they actually got in this position. Because they cheated Utah on a bogus ass holding call. And this is how they won the game. It was a bogus ass holding call. It was a bogus ass holding call. Now let's watch Colorado. And the Utes and how they played. Shador he threw it in. This is what I don't want to see, man. This is the shit I don't want to see. Like, let me go back. Let me take this back. That's what I was talking about earlier. He threw it right off the bat. He throws the fucking interception right here. Like, we can't have that in this bowl game. Run the they've done this, like they did this in Nebraska. That same play, start off with that same play. I'm trying to think where else they ran that same play, scripted play, and they threw an interception. And then the little crossing reversal play that they do, that never works. The one when they give it to Jimmy Horn, they go one way and then the Jimmy Horn goes the other way. The teams would shut that down every time they ran it. Like, run the ball first. Get a good feel of the defense first before you get out there and just throw a pass. Had to Cash Cleveland out there running his heart out over there, man. Good touchdown. And this is on a good defense, man. That was on a good defense. Utah, the same defense that played BYU to the wire. This is LaJonte. Look at that. Track speed. They couldn't catch him. BYU is not soft. That's what I'm saying, Colorado. We cannot take them lightly. Who was that got that interception? That was Travis. Who was that got that? That was Travis. That's where that basketball, that's where he able to, basketball, playing basketball, he's able to jump and dunk and stuff. He can jump up and catch it. Basketball player. Catch that alley-oop. Man. Ooh. Will Shepherd. Them guys are technically sound, man. I am so upset he gone, man. He gone right here. Linebacker. This is what we need to do to him. Look at this. Man, if they unleash Augusta, I'm trying to tell you, if they unleash Augusta on BYU and just let him just tote that rock, Cam and Micah Welch, two-headed monster, he's a bruiser, man. Travis Hunter got beat right there. Got to take that one. Own that one. He rarely gets beat like that. Braylon Miller. They cooked Utah. They cooked them. Cooked them. And I think if they would have had Kansas on their field, that would have the same thing. It's crazy because Kansas got their ass handed to them by Baylor. And so, I mean, man, it was just a good day. Look at that. Charlie Offendall. getting a touch. By that time, fourth quarter, 2 minutes on the clock, 2:22 on the clock, they up 42 to 20 something. Look at that. This was crazy how they made that work. That Travis did the improvising on that. Look at that. Amazing. Amazing. How he's so slippery. I love it, man. 49 to 24. That's what they did to the Utes. All right, so BYU barely beat the Utes with a field goal. Colorado destroyed the Utes. Now, I'm just putting the two videos together so you kind of can see, how they may play out, but with a few weeks rest, this team is going to be hungry. They're going to be hungry. Colorado's got to be more hungrier than them. These games are not easy. And I just think that with this being disciplined, Colorado could be able to handle their business. So, yeah, man. I got Colorado on this, man. You know that all day. And dang, I have the wrong date up here. It's the 25th. Hey, man, I didn't change this out, so y'all got to forgive me. I put the 21. It's really supposed to be the 25th. I didn't change that out. But anyway, man, it's all good. So anyway, happy holidays to everybody. And it is now December the 25th. It's 12:08. And I'm going to say, man, happy holidays to everybody, man. And I just wanted to talk about that and the Herb Street thing and all that other stuff, man, and everything like that. And I just thought the whole Herb Street thing was just ridiculous, man. And I hope that this whole thing changes, man. So everybody can get a fair share at the college football championship, just like basketball. You got 64 teams that go into March Madness. Well, college football needs to have their own March Madness in football, and that's the college football playoffs, right? So it's not just all about, the big brands. Let some of the small guys who got good, play some solid games and won, and let them in. Let them see what they can rock with. Can they hang with the big guys? Because you got teams like who are down in FCS who can hang with FBS teams. North Dakota State is one of them, right? They play neck and neck with Colorado. They play neck and neck with Kansas State. They play neck and neck with Arizona. They played neck and neck with a few teams. And I remember when Boise State was winning all their national, or not national championship, because they wouldn't give them one, but they had all those undefeated seasons under Peterson. And they say they couldn't beat any FBS teams, and they did. And I think they went and played Georgia, right? Let me look this up. I think Boise State played Georgia. Let me look it up real quick. Boise State versus Georgia. Let's see, did they ever play? I thought they played against each other. I could have sworn Boise State played Georgia. Yeah, yes, they did. Boise State beat Georgia. See, that's what I'm saying. Boise State beat Georgia 35-21, September 3rd, 2011, in Georgia. In Georgia. In Georgia. You probably can't see it on my screen, but anyway, in Georgia. So anyway, small schools can beat bigger schools. And don't blame it on the coach. At that time, Georgia was a 10 winning season game, 10 winning team season, 10 games winning season team, right? So they were at least winning 10 games a season back then. So it is what it is. But anyway, man, please like and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification button. Also, you can, hit the Cash App or whatever. But anyway, man, y'all have a good holidays to y'all. And to the next time, let's see. Hold on. Do I got something else? I do.